All right, back for another beer review, and today just so happens to be another installment of Western New York Wednesday here on the channel. And the beer I'm reviewing today comes from the Ellicottville Brewing Company, and they're out of Ellicottville, New York. And this is their Blueberry Maple Pancake. So is this a fruit beer? On here they just say ale, so I guess it's a generic ale that is brewed with blueberries and New York maple syrup. Comes in at 7% alcohol by volume, 14 IBUs, and at the time of review, this can is exactly 8 days old. So on the back they have a little bit of a spiel here. They say, reminiscent of a northeastern pancake breakfast, we've used locally sourced grade A maple syrup from our friends at Sprague's Maple Farms in Portville, New York. Fruity blueberry aroma and naturally sweetened maple syrup perfectly pair with a flavorful and earthy dessert beer. So this is the first time I'm reviewing anything from Ellicottville on the channel. I've been to the brewery a couple times, and yeah, they make solid beer. Nothing that usually wows me. Their blueberry wheat is like their flagship beer, and I've had that a few times, but at the brewery it was absolutely delicious. I did a tour of the entire brewery, and then you can have, whatever pint you want after it, and man, fresh the brewery. It was delicious. So it's not surprising that they're going with the blueberry maple pancake beer. Now here's the thing, this is not like a pastry stout or a dessert stout. They just call it a dessert beer. So it's a generic ale, and they're using blueberries and maple syrup, and hopefully it's delicious. So I've seen a lot of people on social media kind of going nuts on this one on Facebook, wanting to try it, saying it's pretty good. And yeah, we're going to give it a pour here into the Woodcock Brothers Brewing glass. So yeah, that's pouring out kind of like maple syrup. See what I did there? I'm terrible. Absolutely terrible. So yeah, oh, actually that has a really nice color to it. So it's pouring out like maple syrup, but in the glass you can definitely tell there's blueberries in here. It doesn't have like a crazy blueberry look to it, but definitely can tell there's real blueberries in there. It has like this really vibrant, just like, I don't know, this is like an orange into an amber. It's such a crazy color. I don't know how it's gonna come off on camera, but in person, man, that looks cool. About a half finger to maybe like 3/4 of a finger of a off-white head. It just looks cool. I don't know. It definitely is hazy. You can see some particulates in there. I don't know. Let's get into it. Yeah, tons of fucking blueberries. Wow, that's like fresh. Yeah, that's like fresh blueberries. And then I'm getting like this unrefined maple character. So I'm getting the maple character without the overbearing sweetness on the nose. A little bit of like a toasted, more of like a toasted brown bread in this one. There is a slight, like astringent metallic character. But that blueberry is the predominant note. It's very heavy in the nose. Like this is screaming like 80, 90% blueberries and like 10 to 20% of everything else. I could definitely tell you there's blueberries and maple in here. The blueberries is, way more in your face than the maple, but it smells like it's going to be sweet, but not overly sweet. They say it's a dessert beer. On the nose, I'm getting a sweet beer, but not necessarily a dessert beer. So anyway, let's get into it. Cheers, everybody. Wow. So I didn't say, wow, that's pretty fucking good. So on the taste, I didn't mention it in the nose because I really wasn't getting anything. I just said like toasted brown bread. I mean, I kind of forgot there for a second they're going for pancakes. When I taste it, unmistakable. Definitely, man, this tastes like blueberry pancakes that was liquefied into a beer. That is really weird but cool at the same time. So first off, body, 7%. Lighter side of medium body. It's cool. The mouthfeel, it's slightly crisp. Definitely has some carbonation to it. It's not like soft and smooth. I think I'd like to see this a little bit more soft and smooth and creamy, just because it is a sweeter beer, and that's what my preference is. For some of you out there that might try this one or may have already had it, you might enjoy the crispness and the the carbonation of this one because it is a beer. I get it, but for me, I want it a little bit more soft, smooth, and creamy. But the body and mouthfeel, fine. The taste though, it's like you have like a whatever brand you want to say, but like a pre-mixed blueberry pancake mix that you would make at home, right, to save yourself time, and then like real maple syrup drizzled over top of it. I would say that the blueberry character is a little bit more real than you get in a lot of those premixes. And the maple syrup is certainly quite delicious in this one. It's sweet, but not overly so. There is actually a substantial dryness on the back end. It's kind of stopping it from being overly sweet. I will say, if you don't have a sweet tooth or you're not into like pastry stouts and sweeter beers or fruit beers, this is probably not your jam. Me, I do like them. I'm gonna have no problem putting this can back. After one can of this though, I'm probably done with it. I think this flavor is just gonna be too much after a 16-ounce can. I think I would rather see this in like a 12-ounce can, honestly, or like a 12-ounce bottle. I think 16 might be a little bit too much for me personally. That said, they kind of hit the nail on the head when it comes to a blueberry maple pancake beer. If I was rating this for style, like what they say that's on the label, what they're going for, this is a 5 out of 5 all day, every day. This is a blueberry pancake, or blueberry maple pancake beer, just for sure. For my own personal preference and how I score beers, I'm going to give Blueberry Maple Pancake from Ellicottville Brewing Company, I'm going to give that a solid 4.25 out of 5. Probably one of the highest rated beers I've had from Ellicottville. If you see this in the Western New York area, grab it, especially if you like blueberries or maple or pancakes or all three, and you like sweeter beers, because this one kind of hits the nail on the head for what they're going for as far as I'm concerned. So good job to Ellicottville. This was a damn tasty beer. Hopefully they do more things like this. I want to see more creativity from Ellicottville. They do a lot of creative stuff, but just like this is kind of outside the box, I feel, for them. And for me, it was well worth picking up a can of it. So appreciate you guys. The price point, I think this was like $3 a can, $3.50 a can, because I think a 4-pack of this was like $12.99. So if you can get this for $3.50 a can, highly recommend doing so. It's 7%. You can't really tell. So anyway, appreciate you guys stopping by for another Western New York Wednesday. Be on the lookout next week for another installment. And until then, cheers.